Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to film a little bit of a tutorial with these little winter or garden birds in Symphony of Cute Animals. I hope the setup is gonna work like that because I had to do another setup because I couldn't really film what I was doing. So yeah, I already started this page. Oh my god. Anyhow, I started this robin, but there is another robin here, so I'm just gonna recreate the same thing that I did here, so you can also use that and do this kind of robin. The reason why I don't do a lot of these color alongs is because I don't have a full set of pencils. I always used to say that I have the full set of the Derwent drawing pencils, but that isn't the case anymore because they expanded their Derwent drawing set. So yeah, I always have to mix and match between my pencil sets, and maybe you also have different pencil sets where the colors kind of match, but if not, I guess it's pretty difficult to follow. So, but unfortunately I don't have another option because like I said, I have colors in some set and then other colors in another set, but I'm trying to keep them as limited as possible so that if you maybe, I don't know, have Prismacolors, you have maybe a similar kind of tone so you could recreate it. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna start with this robin and I'm gonna recreate that one. I just have to see how I color everything without knocking off this entire setup. So the pencils that we're gonna use are dark yellow ochre from the Polychromos, ivory Polychromos, but like I said, you could use any kind of ivory. This one, I don't think that the Polychromos has a substitute for. It's a Pablo in brownish beige. Sky blue from the Polychromos. Umber from the Pablos. I don't have a number in the Polychromos, but I guess there is one, so you could use that. And Mars Orange from the Derwent drawings, but I think you could also substitute that with the terracotta in the Polychromos set. Okay, so let's get started.
Okay, so here I start with a dark yellow ochre, then I base everything with the ivory, and then I do some shadow with the brownish beige. Then I use the sky blue to create the blue kind of feathers of the robin, and then I try to blend it in with the brownish beige and the ivory. I forgot that I also used a light ochre in the Pablos. So yeah, I basically try to blend in the light ochre, the brownish beige, and the ivory to create these kind of colors. I apply multiple layers and I go over and over and over it again and again. That's just how I color. I don't know. Then you have to see when the result is there where you like to stop. I then use the umber and the brownish beige for the feet of the bird, and the ivory and the brownish beige for the beak, and then I use the Mars orange to put some darker feathers over it, and then I try to blend it in with the dark yellow ochre, and I go over and over it again.
Okay, so somehow it just didn't record when I said what we're going to use for this little blue tid. I tried to use only Polychromos for this one, but we need a lot of pencil for that. So we're going to need ivory, light yellow glaze,
cadmium yellow lemon, cadmium yellow, sorry, dark cadmium yellow, white, warm gray 2, dark indigo, I cannot pronounce whatever that is called, blue, phthalo blue, I don't know if phthalo blue, it's the number 110. Light cobalt turquoise, light ultramarine, sky blue, dark red, pale geranium lake, and deep scarlet red. Okay, so here I start with the light yellow glaze. Then I use sky blue. Here I go in with the dark indigo. Then I use the 110 polychromos. And then I use the light cobalt turquoise and I try to blend them together. Here I use the 110 again, then I use the ultramarine and then sky blue. Then I use the lemon glaze, cadmium yellow lemon and the sky blue. Here I use again the sky blue to make a little bit of more blue feathers, and then again the cadmium yellow lemon. Here I use cadmium yellow and dark cadmium yellow, and then again light yellow glazed and the sky blue to blend everything together. And then I go back over with the cadmium yellow and dark cadmium yellow, and then again I use the sky blue, the yellow lemon and the turquoise and blend everything together. Now I'll go over with the 110 and the 247, and then I use the 247 on the wings and also blend it in with the ultramarine. Here I go over with the dark indigo again and with the 110. Light turquoise again to make it stronger. Here I use dark indigo again and then blend it in with sky blue. Then I go in with the ivory and blend it in a little bit with the sky blue. Then I use the sky blue for the feet and also put some dark indigo into the feet to create some shadows. Then I blend it in with sky blue or ultramarine. On the scarf I start with the pale geranium lake and then add some shadow with the dark red and blend it a little bit in with the deep scarlet red. Then I use the warm gray 2 for the fluffy part and blend it in a little bit with the white. Okay, so now we are gonna color these little sparrows, and I decided I'm going to switch back to the Pablos because I realized that the polychromos are a little bit of a struggle for me. But again, you can use any other kind of colors that you have. Yeah, just look for colors that you have. Like
I'm gonna use ivory, light ochre, warm gray 2, a white, a black, then umber, again brownish beige, and burnt sienna. Okay, for these little two sparrows.
So I'm going to start off with the ivory, and I'm going to base the entire bird with the ivory. Then I go in with a light layer of the umber. Then I come in with warm gray 2. Again, still warm gray 2. Now I use the brownish beige. And now the light ochre. Here I use the burnt sienna. Again, brownish beige to blend everything in. I go over it again, try to blend in the brownish beige and the burnt sienna. Warm gray 2 again to create more shadow on the bottom part of the bird. Again, brownish beige to also create more feather patterns. Here I go in with the white Posca to remove these kind of patterns because they kind of confused me. Now I go in again with the umber and blend it in with the burnt sienna. Now I take the black to create a deeper shadow. Again, the black. Here I use the warm gray 2 again and the light ochre. Now I'm back with the burnt sienna. Brownish beige. Here I decided that I needed a little bit darker shading, and I went in again with warm gray 5 and blended it in with the warm gray 2, and then I layered it again. I also added some warm gray 5 to the body to create a little bit more shadow. Now I am back with the burnt sienna and the brownish beige and the black. Now I go over it again with the ivory and then some white. Here I'm back again with the brownish beige and the warm gray 5. Like I said, it's a lot of layering that I do. Again, some white, ivory and then some white. Here I put in some black. I then used some warm gray 2 and warm gray 5 for the tail. Again, I am back in with the warm gray 5 and the brownish beige and the ivory for the beak, and then a little bit of black. and a little bit brownish beige, burnt sienna. For the head, I also used brownish beige and some ivory. And then I blend everything together with white. So for the feet then I used terracotta and Indian red, which I forgot to mention earlier, and blended everything together. For the final step, then again I went in with a white Posca to enhance the white parts and to create some more feather patterns with the white Posca.
Okay, I also added in warm gray 5 and for the feet terracotta in Indian red. And of course a white Posca or gel pen, whatever you have.
Here I start again with a white Posca to mask the weird patterns of the birds that kind of confused me a little bit. But basically I just used the same colors than with the other one, just in a little bit different kind of manner. I start with the ivory all over the bird. Then I come in with the brownish beige. Now I use the light ochre. Then the brownish beige for some more shadow work. Followed by the warm gray 2, and then I go back in with the brownish beige and the warm gray 5. Then I blend everything in with the ivory and go back with the warm gray 2 and the warm gray 5. Now I use the light ochre again, brownish beige, followed by the umber. Okay, here I unfortunately had to stop the voiceover, so I just blend in the colors that I was using because this took me ages to edit and I just wouldn't get the video finished in time for winter. So I'm very sorry, but I think actually probably the text is better than the voiceover because I felt I got really confused with the voiceover from time to time. So yeah, please let me know if you prefer also the text. I think next time it would be easier if I just write down the colors while I'm going because it got really confusing after a while to remember the right colors. But yeah, I hope this is still helpful for you. And during the time of the editing that it took me to edit this, I actually realized that I reached 1000 subscribers, so thank you very much. I hope this is a little bit of a thank you for you. And yeah, just let me know if you like this video or if you actually don't like these kind of videos, because they take really a long time to edit, and then I will not produce any of those videos anymore. So yeah, if you still like this video or you have any kind of feedback, please let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe. Until the next time, bye bye.
Okay, so next one, for this one, we're gonna need yeah, we're gonna need um, pale geranium lake, dark red, white, ivory, cold gray 2, cold gray 5, cold gray 4, 3 would probably be better, but I don't have one. Black, burnt ochre, Payne's gray, light ochre, and again brownish beige. Okay, so this one I actually want to transform into a bird like that, but like a black version of it. So I hope it's gonna work. We will see. Again, we need deep scarlet red. That is also the one that I forgot here. Dark red, pale geranium, white, cold gray 5, dark indigo, Payne's gray, cold gray 2, black, dark cadmium yellow, sky blue, cadmium yellow lemon, and light yellow glaze. Okay. Okay, so for this little guy, we need the Posca pen or a gel pen, a white, black, cold gray 2, pale geranium lake, cold gray 5, ivory, dark red, deep scarlet red, Payne's gray, dark indigo, and also I used melon from the Chroma Flow and orange crush from the Chroma Flow.